Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, May 14th, 2014. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, because you can now download my May 2014 webinar half off. And go to my website and join the free mailer, because that gives you a chance to enter in my drawing for the free reading I'm going to be giving away at the end of this week on my live show. So if you want to win a free reading, make sure you join my monthly mailer. And today we are going to talk about the big full moon in Scorpio. And on top of that, there's a lot of stuff happening in the astrology. So this is definitely a powerful day. You're going to feel the energy. And this is going to happen right in the middle of the day, because this full moon in Scorpio happens, boom, pretty much 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I mean, this is wham. This is intense. Scorpio, in my opinion, is one of the most intense signs. And when you have a full moon here, it's really intense emotionally. And especially because the moon is not in the best position in Scorpio. You know, the moon likes to be in Taurus, where it feels the best it can. One thing about Scorpio is that it can be dark feelings we go through. It can be truthful feelings. One thing about emotions are, emotions have a hard time with the truth. You know, when you tell somebody you don't love them anymore, that's a hard reality. Like, oh gosh, but it's the truth and it hurts so bad. So a big full moon in Scorpio could unveil parts of ourselves that might be not so easy to take. That's because as we're in Taurus and we want things to manifest great, and Taurus is the sign of the light. It's the sign of a bull. It's really a magical bull in my opinion. It's all about living in your greatest energy and high vibration and really manifesting the best you can. But Scorpio is going to always check that manifesting. Like, are you really in your truth? Are you really living there? What is the truth here? What's deeper? What are the lies we need to expose? What is the secrets here? We need to uncover so much. This is all such a weird time because, of course, Saturn is in Scorpio, where it's laying down new foundations in our life that we've got to make commitments. And I say commitments because Saturn in Scorpio is truly a commitment style of energy. Like, where are you committing? You know, where are you putting in your investments? Where are you going to decide on an investment too? Like, we need to invest in the proper areas in our life in order to manifest correctly. And I think it's so interesting that Saturn is highlighted on this full moon, that this could be tough emotional decisions that we might have to become clear on today. I say this because Mars is stopped. It's going retrograde. It's not moving. It's pretty much almost stationary. It's in Libra. It's in a sign that really doesn't deal well with Mars energy. So the energy is weighing out so much, and it's stopped, where it's like the universe has paused us to see what we really want and what we don't want. Because in my opinion, the fixed signs of Taurus and Scorpio really get to the bottom of what you want to manifest and what you don't, what you like, what you don't like. I mean, it's pretty simple. And so this is where we're at. What don't you like? What do you like? What is the truth? Are you manifesting from there? Maybe this isn't going to work out in order to manifest the life you want. And you're going to have to deal with those realities. On top of all this, Venus in Aries, which has been opposing Mars, by the way. So we have Mars and Venus flipped. So this is dealing up with some really powerful relationship stuff, really powerful energies and manifesting what we want. Venus squares Pluto today. This is like touch and go, in it or not with relationships. Pluto, when it squares Venus, is like, oh, should I go in or not? Because Pluto, right, is the sign of sex. It's the sex of commitment. And when it squares Venus, it's like, should I jump in the pool or not? Should I really go in there or not? Should I play with it and then jump out? I don't know. It's like, and then on top of Uranus, it's the excitement around it. One also thing is Pluto-Uranus is in a big square. So it's highlighting the Pluto-Uranus square when it deals with relationships. Are the relationships that are stepping in your life, and the things we're manifesting, by the way, are these things in our life really truly in the identification of what we want? Are we willing to break down our old rules or old structure? But also, are we identifying correctly with maybe what destiny is in front of us? Maybe when it comes to relationships, the things we're manifesting, we need to be excited for this character of who we are, but we need to make sure at the same time that we're not defining ourselves in a way that blocks our destiny. You know, if you're wanting to do certain things in your life and it has nothing to do with destiny and your purpose and where you're going, and you're trying to identify with it, it can become difficult. It's like trying to, I don't know, marry somebody or hook up with somebody that, like, doesn't even speak your language, because you're just not in that same identity. I think that we're having to find and sort through what's mirrored correctly and what's not. And it's intense right now. And it's not time to really make commitments. You know, this is where commitment phobia is extreme, especially a full moon in Scorpio. There might be this pull emotionally to go, yes, commit. But Saturn's there going, you sure it's in your truth? You got to make sure you go deeper. You know, what are all the things here? What is everything emotionally? On top of all that, Mars is still in its nice quincunx over to Neptune, where even though things are stopped, the universe is giving you a direction intuitively to follow. It's whether or not you're listening to that and then stop questioning it so much. I believe that there's a lot around not needing to question all this so much. This is also Jupiter trining Chiron. The universe has put you in all these positions to heal, and I think that you need to be forgiving of yourself emotionally, let things go with the flow, and not maybe trip out so much on things. But the universe is freeze-framing things for a powerful new surge in our life today. This full moon is all about really uncovering what decisions we must make. It's also unveiling whether or not we're truly connecting with energy that even reflects energy that we truly want to manifest for the best part of ourselves. Because that's where it really goes. The card for this full moon is the King of Swords upright. Wow. So this has to do with stepping in your power. This has to deal with stepping in the power of your mind. And I think with Mercury coming off Neptune and now kind of in a weird space as it's in between and it's actually making a quincunx to Pluto, it's like, are you going to step in your power? Especially Mercury, quincunx, Pluto through this whole entire process is like, I think our heads need to understand our road ahead. What is the right road ahead? If it's not on that right road, and that might be hard, you know, maybe it seems like, well, it's kind of on my road, like maybe it can fit in my road. No, it's not going to work. You have a road that's specific to your destiny, to your path, to what you desire in your life, and everything in your life now needs to be on that road. It's whether or not you're going to step in that power and intellectually know and process. This could also be where you got to speak up about the road that you want in your life to others, to relationships. Venus in the middle of all this with the moon, I guarantee there's some powerful relationship stuff going on right now. And if you watch my webinar, I talked about that this is one of the most last big powerful relationship transits for a while. So I think these next couple days are going to veil a lot around relationships, commitment stuff, what's the best for you. You know, this is also Neptune, Chiron, and Pisces, which is being aspected by Jupiter. It's also being aspected and squared by Mercury. So this has to deal with our intellect, our belief structures, and whether or not they're going with the signs, the flow, accepting the path, surrendering to certain things. But more importantly, I think not being afraid to speak up and say, this is what the flow says in my life. It might not be on my path, or maybe it is, and maybe it's time to engage in that. But I definitely think that there's still a lot of phobias around whether we're ready to go in or not. There might be this desire that urges us to feel things in order for us to see if it's really good. And it's about going in those desires and then coming out and being like, you know what, I really don't know if I want that. Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we need to hook up with somebody and go, oh yeah, and then, oh, maybe I don't know. You know, like we just have to go play and explore these fields. And it's okay. Part of this is like, it's okay. Like, chill out. The universe is about to explode things extremely in the coming weeks. This is whether or not you're on the right path, destiny, and all the things are getting together right, and they all work out together for you in the right direction. So, powerful full moon, what are you going to unveil in your life? And what is it that you really want to manifest? And I think now, after this full moon, you'll see exactly what that is. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want to have a one-on-one reading. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you tomorrow.